Well, the Titans admit they made a mistake after playing a song with violent lyrics during warm-ups at LP Field yesterday. Sports writer Paul Kuharski first broke the story, accusing the Titans of choosing a questionable song given the NFL's recent concerns over domestic violence. Some of the lyrics were censored, but Kuharski said one of the songs had lyrics that suggested violence towards women. The Titans' Executive Vice President of Administration and Facilities, Don McLaughlin, released a statement saying, "We review everything we play on game days and play the radio version, but clearly with the subject matter included, the song should have been flagged and eliminated from the playlist." Meanwhile, disgraced football star Ray Rice is expected to appeal his open-ended suspension from the NFL for domestic abuse. The NFL Players Association has until noon tomorrow to formally appeal. It's expected to fight the suspension on the grounds that it believes Rice was punished multiple times for the same incident. Rice, Viking star Adrian Peterson, and defensive end Greg Hardy of the Carolina Panthers all sat out games this weekend because of domestic abuse issues. Peterson was benched after he was indicted on a felony child abuse charge for whipping his 4-year-old son repeatedly with a tree branch. The state's most notorious murder suspect is now in a Williamson County jail. Zach Adams is one of the 2 men charged in the kidnapping and murder of nursing student Holly Bobo. He was moved from a cell in Chester County yesterday. Officials there say he needed to be moved for his safety and the safety of other inmates, and that the Chester County facilities were not equipped to handle housing Adams long term. Secretary of State John Kerry is in Paris, France today, focused on winning international support for Iraq as it battles the militant army known as ISIS. Craig Boswell has the very latest on the war against terror.
An international conference on how to defeat ISIS is getting results, at least on paper. 26 countries, as well as the EU, UN, and Arab League, are declaring they will support Iraq in the fight against the Sunni militant group. The agreement comes after ISIS released a video over the weekend showing the beheading of a British aid worker. This coalition includes Arab countries. Some have indicated they may be open to taking part in airstrikes.
If the Arab states are involved with airstrikes and are involved in other ways, then ISIS cannot claim that this is a Christian war against Islam.
The White House says with broad international support, U.S. troops will not have to fight on the ground to defeat ISIS. But that's not how some on Capitol Hill see it.
It's going to take an army to beat an army, and this idea we'll never have any boots on the ground to defeat them in Syria is fantasy.
This week, Congress is considering President Obama's request to arm and train moderate rebels fighting ISIS in Syria. Craig Boswell, CBS News, Washington.
The strongest hurricane ever to hit the Cabo San Lucas area is pounding the coast at this hour. The storm, which strengthened to Category 4 at one point, made landfall in Mexico overnight and is causing serious damage to popular tourist destinations along the Baja Peninsula. Heavy rain and 135-mile-per-hour winds have knocked out power. Tourists and residents rode out the fury in hotel and resort conference rooms away from the storm's surge. Celebrations for Mexico's Independence Day in the area have been canceled. And you might not expect there to be a little twang coming from the United States Navy Band, but that's the plan. Country Current was formed in 1973. It's the Navy's premier country bluegrass ensemble, and they're playing a show tonight at Lipscomb University. The concert starts at 7:30 at Collins Alumni Auditorium. It is free, but reservations are recommended. 10 minutes before the show, any remaining seats will be open to anyone without a ticket.